Hi, everyone. This is Shreen Purewal bringing you the latest real estate updates as well as the market updates and what's going on in our economy and what are my tips and advice right now as the market is continuously changing. All right, dear friends, we recently had quite a few announcements and quite a few paperwork we had to fill out for the federal government. If you haven't forgotten, end of October, the UHT tax was due, the underutilized housing tax. If you're Canadian for the most part and you don't have a primary residence and you're renting out, you're good. But if you're non-resident Canadian or non-Canadian and you have a residence in Canada, you should be looking into making sure you are filing that document. If you haven't, please do so or look into it, as the fines are quite high and they run up to $10,000. All right. But don't worry. I imagine as it's the first year, they'd be more understanding, but nevertheless, look into it and make sure you file it if needed. Next on our agenda today is the new Airbnb laws. What's happening? We've got buildings that were built strictly for the purposes of Airbnb. I have bought into some as well. What's going on now? What's the changes? So what you're seeing now as an update for all of you investors out there, including myself, we're seeing that stratas are coming together, and what they're doing is they're forming a hotel group. So they're saying, hey, let's try to move from being strata to moving towards being a hotel group. There's one building in Victoria where the prices are really good. It's already got that option. You can either keep it as residential or move it to hotel or move it back to residential. One of my favorites, it's located on Wharf Street. Contact me for more information. Prime location in the inner harbor of Victoria. Prices are very good. And you have the option of doing Airbnbs as well as keeping it in the housing pool and moving it back and forth. Again, contact me for more details on these specific exceptions. Where do we have exceptions for these rules? And how does it work? Now, if you're a foreigner, non-Canadian, all right, or not, I'm going to target this mostly to those who are saying, hey, I heard there's a foreign buyer ban in Canada. Non-Canadians cannot buy in Canada. That is not true. If you're non-Canadian, you can buy in certain areas. Those areas, I have a link that I can send to you, and you can type in addresses and make sure that those areas are exempt for you. One of them is Shawnigan Lake. It's 45 minutes from Victoria. It is exempt from foreign buyers. That means that foreign buyers can buy over there. There's a few exceptions to several rules in Canada. So contact me before you rule out investment opportunities here. Now, coming to the market, what's going on? We are nearing year end. What does that mean? It means that people who are listed their homes, some of them want to get out before year end, and because they want to sell, or they've been listed for 3 months and they kind of want to let it go, but they don't want to carry it on to the new year. Some, for tax purposes, want to sell it in this year and not have it hit their books for the following year. Whatever your situation is, you have to decide based on your information and what works for you. And that's where I kind of like to step in. And, every patient, or, I'm sorry to call you patient, but every client is diagnosed differently according to their needs and what their situation is. Right now, for example, I have a client whose mother passed away. The father has been put into an old age home, and now the daughters are selling the home as part of the estate sale. Their father, bless his heart, who's in the old age home, needs the daughter's attention, and they don't want to deal with this, with the estate and listing the home. So they asked us that, hey, get us the best price possible, but we really want to sell. And because they've owned this place for so long, we're already ahead, but we just want to make sure we get the most that we can. But ultimately, we want this done before the year end. So in situations like that, we price it as best as we can so they get prices to go before year end. Now, we did get some lowball offers because as you list towards year end, buyers assume that you're desperate to sell or whatnot. Luckily, we're not desperate, but nevertheless, we did get a few offers at assessed value, and we were surprised. But again, that's something that's usually done towards year end as buyers figure sellers want to clear and sell out before the festivities start. And you will find some people who will accept that. In our situation, we didn't, but you will find some sellers who are like, fine, I'll take it. Let's finish this deal and let me close out. Or you'll find those people who've sold and need to buy a place quickly before year because they can't find a place to rent. So you'll see some movement, and we're seeing that right now. Some movement in the market right now. We're buying and selling. You're seeing some pending sales go up right now before we hit the December mark when things start ultimately slowing down. So that's what's happening there in the buying and selling side here in the market. As far as interest rates are concerned, a lot of you who are not in the buying, selling part of things and don't know what to do with your cash, what I recommend is put your cash into a good GIC. GIC rates are really good right now. Some are putting them in a year. I suggest not doing a year because if there are great opportunities, you're going to pay penalties to get out. I would suggest a 3-month so that you're ready with that money for the spring market, which you may pick up deals, but we are expecting the spring market to get busy. Again, when you want to study the real estate market, follow the money. Study the markets that are financing the real estate market. Based on my conversations with some mortgage brokers, with some bank managers, the trend is that they're expecting that either in third quarter or fourth quarter of 2024, which you're talking about late summer, fall, early summer, late fall, or one or the other. Sorry, I'm mixing up my quarters there. But ultimately, what you're going to see is you will see the interest rates either cool down, hold still, but definitely we cannot keep increasing. There is a bit of concern that if that does happen, it may cause inflation to further go up. But as it is right now, we're just hanging tight in the market to see what's going on globally. Globally, we've never seen anything like what we're seeing right now as far as the bond market, which is the money markets, the debt market, what's happening in the US and internationally. It's really interesting times. I suggest, again, your money is safest either sitting in an asset, which is your real estate, sitting in gold, which is another form of asset, by diversifying into different assets, as well as, again, I'm not a financial planner. This is my personal opinion and how I've, as an economist, I've studied the market, and I think is the best approach is diversification, diversification, diversification of your assets. Don't put all your eggs in one basket. Keep some in the asset market, keep some in the money market as well, and a secure GIC, and move forward, studying the market and seeing where the trend's heading as time passes, because continuously the market is changing right now. Right now, as we speak, though, either keep your money into the asset or put it into a secure GIC until we go to the spring market. And the spring market, I know will be very busy because I already have tons of buyers who are contacting me ready to get in, but some are waiting for those interest rates to hold steady or to even drop, which I do feel based on my conversations with bank managers and mortgage brokers will most likely fall third to fourth quarter of 2024. But let's see. No one has a crystal ball, but I just try to keep you informed based on the data I'm getting. As for the stock market, whoa, we've dropped, but we're seeing a rally. We're seeing a rally happening, and there's a lot of speculation around the cryptocurrencies. For me, I'm old school. I consider crypto as gambling money. If you want to gamble and you hit the jackpot, put some money aside for the crypto market. But as far as I'm concerned, being old school, I firmly believe in real estate and the rental market investment from investing in real estate. And I believe keep your money in a secure GIC that gives you a secure return, and put some money into the stock market, into safe, secure, well-known stocks or ETFs. ETFs as well are a good bet. Especially if they're good, secure one. I mean, nothing's 100% secure, but lower risk is the word I would want to choose. So as far as the stock market's concerned, my 2 cents is invest into a product that is well known gives you good secure investment, and is low risk, which I do have some names and I've personally invested in. If you want, you're welcome to email me for me to share you some of these investments that I'm involved in. And again, I study the market quite extensively, and have been blessed to have done well in this, even in this moment, in these last year where we've seen such a drop. Conservatively, I've fared very well, considering all my research and options, as I am a nerd, a proud nerd, might I add at that. And I do study the markets and always continuously am trying my best to adapt to the changing which is happening quite a bit in the last few months. But we are seeing right now the market extremely dropped in the last 3 months, and now we're seeing a bit of a rally. And the rally usually happens towards year end because, as you know, they call it the Christmas rally. Most companies in the US listed get their bonuses based off of that. So they're all starting this rally to get themselves a nice bonus, as per what happens every year annually is usually the trend at this time of the year. But without further ado, I love you guys. Thanks for all the support. The podcast listenings that I'm getting through these videos, the emails I'm getting through these videos. You guys are so wonderful, so supportive. I'm always humbled. And if I can help you in any way, again, I'm not an investment advisor. I'm a nerd who studies a lot, who's invested a lot. And I will always share my opinion and thoughts. But ultimately, I always say you have to do your research. Don't just listen to me. Study 3 other people is what I always do. And based on what you hear from 3 people, make the best decision off of that data that you're given. That's the best advice I can give. And the second thing is, don't put all your eggs in one basket. Diversify. Keep some investments in real estate, keep some investment in the stock market, keep some investment in cash. And there's other cash products that I enjoy as well, such as mixed mortgage investment corporations, and so on and so forth. But I won't get into those details. You're welcome to call me, and I'm here to just share my knowledge, share what I know. And if you have any questions, please drop a comment or email me, and I'll try to address your question in the next video. Like and follow, dear friends, for more information and to support this channel. Cheers, guys.